You're listening to Star Garden. This is Paul Moore.
This is Daryl Ross.
We are every day on the ground trying to make our city a great place to start a business.
Regardless who you are, where you are, we work across all sectors to remove obstacles and any barriers that will stop that from happening.
Yeah, and the mission is that everybody should consider entrepreneurship a viable choice for their life and not a very select few.
Yeah, at our core, we believe in wealth building, and we believe that entrepreneurship is the best way to wealth building.
So, on that topic, we're just a couple of days after the Kauffman Foundation did their annual State of Entrepreneurship address. Mm-hmm. Coincidentally, that was the same day that we relaunched our 100 program, the Star Garden 100. Both of those things are very interconnected as far as what Kauffman is talking about and all of the thinking behind the 100 and why we created it. It's the second year of the 100. Last year was the pilot. We got some phenomenal results from that we can get into. But to jump off from this State of the Entrepreneurship address and some of the things that came out of this, these were things that I loved. First of all, 83% of entrepreneurs will not access bank loans or venture capital. 65% of them will rely on personal and family savings for startup capital. So that's 65% for anyone that doesn't have family or friends that are generous or don't have their personal savings. Right. That is why the 100 exists.
And it jumps off the equity conversation part of economic development or ecosystem building, right? It's understanding that if only 17% of businesses, 17% of businesses are funded. Majority of businesses are funded without banks, and most are funded through personal networks. So, that's very troubling for people who don't have a rich uncle or who don't have a professional or personal network. What we also believe in, but that doesn't mean that same group of people don't have innovative ideas and can't be entrepreneurs. In fact, we believe they may be the most entrepreneurial, have the most entrepreneurial spirit, right? Just through existing and surviving in that demographic. So what 100 Ideas tried to do, and what we tried to do at Star Garden, was create a platform that neutralized that. It neutralized where you're from geographically, it neutralized your ethnic and racial background, and neutralized whether you were a male or female entrepreneur, and really wanted to provide equal access in that ideation state around entrepreneurship, so you can just basically just keep going. And we also, again, to reinforce that idea that throughout the community that entrepreneurship is a great vehicle to wealth building, and wealth building ultimately is the greatest equity tool. So again, how do we remove obstacles? How do we provide resources at those right points, and really get the momentum going?
Sorry, that was my computer dinging.
I thought that was my timer because I got on my soapbox. So you're right.
So let's get into what we did. What is the 100? What did we launch on Wednesday? Say what?
What was it? What is the 100?
Oh,
I was asking you back.
You were prompting me.
I was.
Why, thank you, Daryl. So the Star Garden 100. First of all, I will just give you the quick mechanics of it.
Okay.
What it is that each year there's a platform. We developed the easiest platform ever to just share an idea, and to share an idea to us. So your phone is there. Yep. You tell your phone your idea. You upload it to 100.stargarden.com.
It's as easy as posting to Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah. And whatever video you record about your idea is never shared publicly. So it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter if you don't want the idea to be out there in the wild. It doesn't matter if you stumbled, right? It's just the people who are reviewing the ideas are the only ones who will see them. So from everybody that submits an idea over a period of about 2 months, about 100 days, right? Everything was, 100 ideas, 100 days, $100,000. There are 100 ideas that are selected. Each one of them gets $1,000. So that's the $100,000 in 100 days. Mm-hmm. Each of the 100 get the $1,000. And then that's like their play money to prepare for demo day. Demo day happens about another 2 months later. So this year it'll be the summer where the 100 are selected at the beginning of the summer. At the end of the summer, they'll all come to demo day, and they're all competing to be one of the final 10 that's going to get another $20,000.
Right.
And that's the trying to get people from an idea to incubating on some level. And it was the reason we chose that is because we started to realize this other thing that Kauffman shared, I loved, in that whole state of the entrepreneurship, was that like everybody who wants to get something off the ground, they use personal savings, they use family savings, right? And you don't need a ton, but you need something in order to just play with the idea. And if you don't have something to play with an idea, you're either an existing business that's going to just have to stay on the hamster wheel of what you already do, or you're a aspiring entrepreneur that never takes the time to do it. More importantly, I think what we did as far as creating that platform, we would call it a platform, is that it's the money that is oftentimes the motivator, but the real magic is in the people that you meet along the way.
Definitely the network that's created. And I know you know off the top of your head better than me some of the demographics that we saw last year.
Oh yeah. So what it was, I believe it was 46% women, 53% minorities. If you're working in the realm of entrepreneur development or economic development, these are highly unusual statistics.
Right. Oh yeah, it is. So again, to create a platform that was equally accessible and to actually be data driven. So we have data that shows the first year we actually did neutralize space, race, and sex of the candidate. Not only did it not stop you from participating on the platforms, it actually had no indication on whether you were going to win once you were inside the platforms also. So just exciting news. But it wasn't that easy. I mean, so yeah, definitely tune into subsequent podcasts in here. I mean, this was a year's work of sector collaboration, getting the local entrepreneurial support organizations aligned, continuous meetings with the city of Grand Rapids and municipalities, ongoing engagement with the private sector. But yeah, we want to be proof that intentionality around backbone organizations and inclusive backbone organizations that are willing to align some existing resources can really launch some exciting platforms that provide entrepreneurial opportunities.
Yeah. And I think that one of my favorite things that Victor Wong shared from Kauffman during that State of Entrepreneurship address was he said that Amazon came with the promise of 50,000 jobs, and they have been researching their own Kansas City, which is where Kauffman Foundation is located, their Kansas City entrepreneur community. And over the past 5 years, that community has created 80,000 jobs. And I think we are squarely in the camp of if you're not growing your own jobs and growing your own economy, then you're not engaged in making something that is indigenous to the community and includes the community in the wealth creation that you're trying to achieve. And hopefully the 100, it's not the last domino, to fall in order to make these things inclusive. But for us, we definitely saw it as the first domino that needed to fall. Right. There had to be a way to start that was inclusive of everybody. And when I say inclusive, I also want to, I feel like sometimes we skew too hard to inclusive means it's a program entirely for the Black and brown community or entirely for women. And what I think was amazing about this is it was entirely for everybody. It's just that no one demographic had a disadvantage,
right? Yeah, by
or an advantage.
And that was a result of making sure we targeted our approach to the different demographics. So we were very aware that a female entrepreneur had a different set of circumstances than a male entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. A Black entrepreneur may have a different set of circumstances, or does have a different set of circumstances than a Latino entrepreneur. So taking those realities into account and just targeting our approach, that intentionality went a long way. And again, it showed in the results coming out of year one. And we're excited to share and talk to you guys throughout the journey of year two.
So if you have any questions for us, you can email hello@startgarden.com. You can email me personally, paul@startgarden.com. I'm not very good at responding promptly to those emails, but you're more than welcome to. Also, if you want to check out what we were talking about with the 100, it's 100.startgarden.com. startupchampions.com. And Daryl and I will be in Austin at South by Southwest, and then we're in Portland in the Startup Champions, and then we'll be at the INBIA conference in Minneapolis, where we'll be speaking about some of these things. And later on we'll be eShip, I think, at with Kauffman. So if you're happen to be going to any of those things, look us up.
Send us an email.
Yeah.
Startgarden.com.
All right. We will talk to you later.
Thank you.